Chow Down Chow or Random Gaming, depending on what you're watching.
Memorable of an undercard, but a great main event in Tyron Woodley versus Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns, a lot of people don't understand just how dangerous he is. First of all, his best skill set probably lies in his submission grappling. Um, Jiu-Jitsu black belt, a world-class jiu-jitsu, can submit anyone. But also, he can knock people out. We've seen it over and over again. He's got heavy hands. Knocked out Damian Maia in his last fight in Brazil. He is no joke. I think people, but then again, I think people also underestimate Tyron Woodley. People put too much of an emphasis on his last fight against Kamaru Usman, where he admittedly looked awful and didn't win a single minute of the fight. But look at his record, man. He is undoubtedly still one of the best welterweights to ever do it. He defended his title multiple times against Darren Till and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. He defeated Damian Maia. All of these are top level competition, and he's defeated all of them. We know he has great wrestling abilities. A lot of times he relies on his wrestling abilities, but he also has hands. I feel like they're actually two very similar stylistic fighters, where Tyron Woodley has a very heavy set hands, heavy set feet, goes on a wrestling offensive, but can knock you out with a single punch. Same with Gilbert Burns. He'll take you down, he'll submit you. That's his bread and butter, but he can also knock you out. So a very intriguing stylistic matchup with two very similar styles. Gilbert Burns right now is trying to punch his way into the really the top echelon of the welterweight division. Tyron Woodley, if you look at the UFC's ranking, he's still ranked number one. He's the number one contender in the welterweight division. So if Gilbert Burns beats him, he's in the top five. He's fighting Jorge Masvidal. He's fighting Colby Covington. You know, he's fighting Kamaru Usman even. It's insane, man. So this is his chance to really make a mark on the welterweight division. As for Tyron Woodley, people are doubting you, Tyrone. People are saying that Tyron Woodley's too old. He looked too awful in his last fight. He just doesn't have it in the gas tank anymore. That's what Jorge Masvidal said in his interview on Ariel Helwani show. He doesn't have it anymore. He's not gonna go out there and give a good performance because he's too old. He's not motivated enough. He's doing all his rap stuff. He's never going to be in the top echelon again. Go out there, Tyron Woodley, and finish Gilbert Burns and show the world that you still have what it takes to get another title shot. You know, I think the best path for both men right now is to win this fight, go on to fight another top level competitor like a Leon Edwards or someone, and then if you win that fight, title shot. So I wouldn't call this a title eliminator. A lot of people have been saying that. I would say this is a title eliminator. As for the person who wins this fight will probably get into a title eliminator with another top level competition. Like Gilbert Burns wants to fight Colby. If he wins this fight against Tyron, let him fight Colby. Same thing with Tyron Woodley. If he wins this fight against Gilbert Burns, pair him up with Colby Covington. There's a lot of animosity there. It'll make for a great fight, great stylistic matchup for both men to fight Colby Covington. And that could be the title eliminator once Kamaru Usman and Jorge Masvidal face off. I think that's the most logical plan of action that I can see. And there's more news surrounding Masvidal, Colby, you know, the whole welterweight picture. Throw Conor McGregor in there. I'll cover that a little later. But for now, this is a very intriguing fight. Gilbert Burns versus Tyron Woodley. If I had to pick someone, I would go with Tyron Woodley. I think he hasn't lost that much. Like he said, I truly believe his night out versus Kamaru Usman was sort of a fluke. It was like a one night thing. Look at his performances against Darren Till, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. He is a killer. He is a really good fighter. I don't believe Gilbert Burns has what it takes to step into that spotlight yet. I don't know how he'll deal with a 5-round fight. I don't think he's just quite ready enough to take that big step up in competition. So I'm going with the chosen one on this one, Tyron Woodley. I would say, I don't know. I don't think he's going to submit Gilbert Burns. I'm going to go with unanimous decision by dragging Gilbert Burns into the 5 round deep waters and winning the fight via decision.